Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook layout video and thank you for joining me again today. Today I am working on sketch number 10 for the Allison Davis 6x6 sketch class, which I know is not really technically a class, but you guys all know what I mean. I actually really like this sketch. I wasn't that crazy about it at first, but when I realized, okay, so I'm going to actually use this sketch twice. And the reason is I had some photos put together to go with this kit. This is, oh man, I forget which kit this is. Maybe Heidi. That might be it, from Felicity Jane. And I had 4 photos because the sketch calls for 4 photos. And before the sketch class, like on the Facebook group even started, I had gone through and some of the sketches, I kind of went through my old use it up area stuff, and if I had the right number of photos, I would put the sketch with that and try to use it with that. Well, this was, you guys know, I think using some of my Felicity Jane kits up is part of my goals for 2020. And so I decided it just worked with the 4 photos that I had with this one. But when I pulled it out, I was kind of like, I'm not really sure about these photos. And then I remembered my daughter had taken these photos, and these are selfies of her. You guys know my daughter's really great at selfies. Well, she was playing with the light, so her curtains had kind of a flowery design on them, and the sun was shining through, so she was taking selfies with the flower design shining through onto her. And when I remembered those photos, I immediately thought, yes, they would work perfect, and they work great for this layout. So I do end up using the 4 photos, making the second layout, which you will see in the next video. So anyways, I do want to mention real quick, this little strip that I'm inking was one of the branding strips. I do enjoy the fact that Felicity Jane had branding strips, that you could use with patterns on them, but I needed 1/4-inch strips. And so I just took this one, and I'm so glad that I picked this one. The way the colors come together worked really well. So I took that one and cut it into 1/4-inch because the branding strip's about 1/2 inch each, 1/2 inch each. Yeah, I said that right. So, anyways, yeah, so those are 1/4-inch each. I'm not going to say that anymore. Well, first of all, when I was doing the layout as well, I knew it had 4 photos, and I didn't even pay much attention to the sketch itself, but I did go ahead and cut 4 6x6 sections, and then I realized, oh, there's actually only 3. But mine are actually not 6x6 as well. So this is another one of the layouts where I'm not using a 6x6 pad for the class. You don't have to use 6x6. You can use whatever you have. So I am using, like I mentioned, this Felicity Jane kit. Well, my pictures, if I would have cut them to 4x4 like the sketch called for, they would not have fit into well, okay, I could cut them down to 4 inches, but it would cut off a lot of the sunlight or a lot of her hair, or, basically I didn't want to cut that much off my photos. So I cut them to, I think they're 4x5, 5 inches tall. And so because I added an inch to the photos, I went ahead and added an inch to the 6x6 squares. So they are actually 6x7. So they're 7 inches tall. And it really works out really great. I think, it's just another example of how you can have variation on your sketches. So here I am. I'm going to use some of my peel-offs. And these peel-offs here, I'm going to tell you, first of all, these peel-offs just really make this page. I love how this turns out, this gold. So these are kind of different peel-offs where these are clear in the center, but they're kind of outlined with gold if you look up close. The only one you can really notice on is the largest size of them, but the rest of them, like this tiny one, it just looks like a gold strip. And I'm going to add it right above. The reason I added these is because right above that branding, 1/4-inch branding strip, here you can see, look at how that gold just like really, look, that just makes the page pop. I was in love with how well that worked out. But the main reason I pulled them out is because above that 1/4-inch branding strip, I accidentally got some adhesive, and it wasn't ATG. It was the Scrappy tape type of adhesive that I use for 1/4-inch strips. And I couldn't rub it off. And you might have noticed that in the video a few minutes ago. So I needed something to cover it up. And then I just went I thought the gold strip there and at the top and the bottom, and it turns out gorgeous. I love the way that it looks. So this layout came together really quick and really easy, and I think it was just the simple design to it. And there's really the only 2 cluster areas, and I pretty much use up almost all the die cuts on that came in this pack. There was a couple other things like little tags and pockets, but I didn't have any journaling. I thought about writing what she's doing here, but in all honesty, I just left it the way it is just because I really like the way. Oh no, I did add journaling. No? I can't remember. I'm getting the 2 pages that I did mixed up. But I think I ended up not doing journaling. I think I was going to, but I didn't want. I just liked the page that it was. And it's just my daughter taking selfies. So, I mean, it doesn't really need journaling. With this cluster and the other cluster, I am taking 2 different sizes of foam tape. I have that foam tape roll. I want to say that you can see up in the top corner with the red around it. I pulled that out because my other roll ran out, and I'm going to tell you, I do not like that foam tape. That red stuff does not want to come off. Maybe if you used it in larger strips, maybe I should save them for that, but you're going to see me struggle in a couple different videos with this stupid foam tape, so I can't wait to be done with it. I want to say I got it off Simon Says stamp. Couture Creations or something. I can't even see. I was just experimenting with different. Here you can see me cutting it, and you're going to see this red stuff does not want to come off the backing. And I mean, it looks quicker in the video, but think this is like sped up twice, 2.5 or 2.7. I can't remember which one I did for this. So anyways, I won't go on about that too much, but I am with this corner. I do struggle a little bit because the way I had it in the beginning was like really perfect. I really liked it. And then when I picked this one up to glue it down, it didn't seem like it was fitting back the way that it was before. So I eventually just glue it down. But what I was going to say about the foam tape is I am adding a thicker size and a thinner size. So some, like the main flower over here in this cluster is with that red tape, which is thicker. And then I'm using the Close to My Heart tape on some of the other items, which is about half the width or a little bit less of the width than the red one is. So that I hope that makes sense. And it just kind of gives a little bit of more play and dimension. I knew this was different for me to only have a cluster up on the very left and right. I mean, I've done diagonal before, but never really so simple like this. And I love it. I do add in a few more things. I just kind of kept playing. There was this word happy, and I thought at first that I liked it by that word smile, and it kind of throws me off a little bit, but you're going to see I'm going to add more stuff in. I think it's because it's just such a stark black that's what throws me off. But they also had these arrows, and did I mention I use up almost every die cut that came in this kit, and which is kind of another reason I did the second page is because I didn't want to put it away because I knew I wouldn't pull it back out and do anything with it. So I wanted to get it used up while I could. But I really liked that arrow, how it swirled in the left-hand top corner. But I was really struggling getting the arrows to work in the bottom-hand corner. But I wanted an arrow over on this side too. So I thought maybe I would put the arrow there to point towards journaling, but then this is the point where I think I'm just not going to add any journaling. And there was this 100% original die cut, and I thought that was perfect for these photos because, it's pretty original to take selfies in the sunlight or whatever. I mean, maybe it's not, I don't know, but for her. Anyways, and I am being aware of adding that yellow color. The other thing that I thought was great with this paper and stuff is her outfit. You can barely see the top part of her outfit, but the colors were like meant to be with this collection. So it turned out really cute. And now I'm just gluing down more since I've already used up most of these die cuts. There's the page. I don't know if you saw it before where it had more to it, but I definitely added the other part of the die cuts that didn't get used up as much because I forgot I didn't put these all onto that sheet, but these are just little hexagons. And I thought, honestly, when I started to put these down, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to like these, but I'm going to play around with them anyway and see what they look like. And I really like the one on the right-hand side. I felt like I don't know, it's just something, it kind of filled in that little section over there. And so I decided to go for it. And then I couldn't decide where I wanted the third one. So I just didn't do a third cluster of those. Or did I? I don't think I do. Maybe I put them away. But I do like the way that they look. It's like I like the arrow in the left cluster, and I like the hexagons in the right cluster, and everything else is just kind of thrown in. So I do keep playing until I like everything. I could have stopped here, but it was, again, that little black word that was really standing out in the word remember. And I wanted to add a little bit around in these. So these puffy stickers, which I love, these are adorable. These came with the kit as well. So I'm going to add some of these around, and I'm only using the black hearts, and there's like little circles with stripes on them. And I kind of put those all around in each cluster, so it brings that black around as well. So this is pretty much going to be the layout. I did decide, since I had the gold from the peel-offs on there, to add these gold Nuvo drops, and you can't really see very well in these pictures. I tried to get it so you could see, maybe in the still shot photos you can see. The gold is probably not the best. I need to swatch my Nuvo drops so I know what they look like when they dry, but it's okay. And you can kind of see there, I messed up on the date a little bit. I was kind of mad about that, but it is what it is. So thank you for joining me again today, and stay tuned for another layout using the same sketch. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.